Hello everyone. Here we are going to make a presentation video in order to fill the assignment of integrated academic presentation midterm exam. So we will introduce ourselves first. My name is Kusuma with student number 123241025.
Okay, so my name is Khansa with the student ID number 123241008. And today we have already did a scoping review about an article that is entitled Family Language Policy and Translanguaging Practices as a Support for Language Development in Early Childhood Students with Autism Spectrum Disorder in Indonesia.
So, as the title suggests, we will explain an article about the language development of children with ASD or Autism Spectrum Disorder, or familiarly known as autism, especially those who grow in multilingual settings like Indonesia. A lot of research shows that the language development in children of multilingual settings is strongly influenced by family language policy, or we call FLP.
Okay, so however, most of the studies are focusing more on ordinary developing of children. So that is why this research is conducted, to pay a little more attention to the unique experiences of language development in children with autism.
This study talks about two important concepts that are FLP, or Family Language Policy, and also translanguaging. Firstly, FLP is a framework in which emphasizes the use of language in a family, shifting between social and institutional environments, like why and how a family use a certain language at home, school, and also society.
So translanguaging is a ability of bilingual and multilingual individual to move fluidly between languages. So in their interaction, they are mixing languages, dialects, and registered as an integrated system to communicate, learn, and make sense of the world.
It is believed that FLP, together with translanguaging, will shape a language development of children with ASD, especially those who grow in a multilingual settings.
So it is important to understand the role of parents and also teacher in supporting development and learning language for children with ASD. So to prove that, the researcher used qualitative case study, which is she collected data by interviewing and then home observing and school observing with the participation of 3 families that has autistic children in the age between 4 until 6 years old. That were raised in environments that have bilingual or multilingual or occasionally regional languages, and one teacher that is mainly taking care of early childhood students.
So the first finding shows that parents' language beliefs influence the language development of children with autism, where inclusive practices facilitated by parents can strengthen both language development and also emotional confidence, while parents with lower verbal ability may cause in the decreased confident or less responsive children.
The second finding highlights the importance of the collaboration between FLP and also classroom translanguaging strategies in improving vocabulary acquisition and also engaging interaction. So when family and school using the same vocabulary, routines, and multilingual interaction style, children with ASD may demonstrate a good responsiveness and also show a good confidence. Meanwhile, if the parents do not use the same multilingual interaction style like their children experience at school, it may reduce the confidence of the children.
So the third finding demonstrates the powerful strength of translanguaging in helping communication, enabling children with ASD to participate more in interpersonal exchanges or social interactions, while translanguaging also enables emotional connection and expressiveness, where interactional meaning is needed to be emphasized than those traditional rules of a language.
So sadly, this research also, like the other research, have limitation For this article, the limitation is that the sample is very small because the researchers only interview and observe 3 families with ASD children and also 1 teacher. The sample is count as very small sample, so the result cannot be generalized to all children. And then the second limitation is the researcher only observe in the very short period of time. And the third one is that the researcher not involves any therapies for observation for this research. My personal opinion, I think that is learning about making research and also learning about how children with ASD developing their language learning is very important because understanding a language is not about understanding rules, about understanding grammars, but it's about how we deliver and express meaning, how we interact with other people around us. So it is important to pay more attention to children that is needing our attention.
So about the future research, we suggest that researchers takes more time in observing classroom or home that has a children with ASD that lives in multilingual settings. And we also suggest that the participants is increased so that we can see the difference between like various participants maybe with different economic condition or different regional area. We also suggest that researchers use more multi-site designs and include therapists, as Khansa said before, so that we can see the significance of the therapists in maybe in language development of children with ASD, and how a particular translanguaging influence vocabulary growth and pragmatic skill over time. So, as Hansa said before, that the research is very important to demonstrate how children with ASD develop a language, especially in multilingual settings. As we can see that children with ASD is not really adapt that well and that fast in multilingual settings or in changing language between one language to other language in their brain. And I think in developing language, the intent meaning of a communication is more important than studying the traditional rules of the language, as you said before. So as long as the participants of a conversation understand each other, I think the communication will do well between them. Okay, so we can conclude that the study investigates the effect of FLP and also translanguaging strategies in language development of children with autism spectrum disorder in multilingual contexts, especially in Indonesia. Based on the interviews, home observation, and also school observation, 3 findings were found. The first finding showed that parents' language beliefs influence the language development of their children with ASD. And the second finding highlights the importance of collaboration between FLP and also translanguaging strategies in classroom, in vocabulary acquisition, and also interaction. And the last one is translanguaging serve as a communicative bridge so that children with ASD can develop an interpersonal exchanges or social interaction with their surroundings.
So we think that's all from our explanation of our scoping review, and we really hope that our scoping review will be insightful and can open up more new perspective about this article or this main issue. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you for your attention and goodbye.